So we're really pleased to have Jessica here today. Let's give her a warm welcome. Okay, Jessica, you may begin. Not Jessica, yeah. Okay, go.
The climate is changing. It has changed many times in the past, and it is currently changing today. The most recent changes are due to an increase in atmospheric CO2, mostly due to anthropogenic or human-based input, such as burning fossil fuels. So what's happened to all this excess CO2 once it's been emitted to the atmosphere? Well, in current conditions, about 50% remains in the atmosphere, while the other 50% has been taken up by the ocean and land plants. Land plants take in carbon mostly through plant photosynthesis. Plants open their leaf pores to breathe and take in CO2 as food. But how do we know exactly how much CO2 is taken up by land plants and the spatial distribution of this uptake? Can someone go around and measure this? Definitely not at the global scale. So instead, we use models. And these models are called terrestrial biosphere models. And so now you may be asking, well, how do we know if these models are even accurate? Well, we do this through benchmarking. And so in general, to benchmark a model, we first plan. We choose an aspect of the model that we're going to evaluate. We then, two, compare. We choose an observation to compare the models to. This gives us three, a score, or an assessment about how well the models compare to the observations. And this can, four, be used to guide model improvement. So I'm using a unique method of benchmarking models against satellite observations. Satellites offer good temporal and spatial resolution. They're always up there orbiting in space. They eventually pass over every single point on Earth, and they pass over the same point about every 3 days. And so benchmarking terrestrial biosphere models against satellite observations will allow me to create a new best model by benchmarking a group of models and then deriving a weighted multi-model mean. This new best model can then be integrated into a large national project, NASA's Carbon Monitoring System, or CMS. And so NASA's Carbon Monitoring System is sort of a middleman that acts to connect scientific data with the policy and decision makers. It has the ability to consolidate and translate this data into a way that's easily communicated to the policy community. Overall, my research will demonstrate a unique method for assessing terrestrial biosphere models and will create a new best model for NASA's Carbon Monitoring System. This in turn will create more accurate data that can be transferred down the line to decision makers who wish to use this data for various forms of environmental and carbon policies. Thank you.